I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Village Board for February 14th, 2023. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Village Clerk, would you please call the roll?
President DeSimone?
Here.
Trustee Carmona?
Here.
Trustee Franz?
Here.
Trustee Fry?
Here.
Trustee Lomax?
Here.
Trustee Penicola?
Here.
Trustee Perez?
Here.
That's 7.
At this time, I would like to read the proclamation. Our proclamation is recognizing the groundbreaking for the new Senior and Community Center. Whereas the Village of Bentonville recognized the need for a Senior and Community Center, and whereas the Village of Bentonville continues their mission to enable their older residents to live as active contributors to our community. And whereas the new Senior and Community Center will be a safe place where older adults can stay socially engaged. And whereas the new Senior and Community Center will offer a wide variety of programs and services that will meet the needs and interests of our older residents in Bentonville. And whereas the lower level of the Village Hall has been selected to be the location of the new Senior and Community Center. Now therefore, the Village of Bentonville acknowledges that the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Senior and Community Center is taking place today, and we ask all citizens of Bentonville to join us in anticipation of the new Senior and Community Center grand opening this year. Proclaimed this February 14, 2023. Do I have a motion? Is there a motion to support this proclamation?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have any discussion?
I would just like to say after the, it's approved, I would like to invite the seniors who joined us for the groundbreaking up for the picture.
Sure. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 6.
Motion carries.
So it's good, yeah. We're gonna get the board and trustees up in front, as well as our seniors that helped in the groundbreaking this evening to join us as well. We'll do a quick picture.
Get Lorraine. Come on.
Lorraine, Justin, please.
Lorraine. Marie. John. Let's go.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yay.
Thank you, thank you.
Can't start without you.
Cheers.
We will move to public comment. Does anyone wish to approach the board, or address the board? If so, please approach the podium and state your name.
Yes, we have 2. Vince English.
Hi, everyone. How y'all doing? I'm here to discuss with Giles Funeral Home. They are putting a crematory in, and we have a bunch of neighbors that are against it. What's going on with that?
We're aware of this. I think it's probably a good idea to get a community meeting with your neighbors to come and sit down with Curtis and myself. Right now, there's a stop work order on that project.
Okay.
We're not letting it go forward unless it goes through a CDC process, which would have that full development review process. I don't want to speak for the village board. I think that residents' input would be greatly appreciated on that.
Okay.
So let's get something together. I think we know how to find you, but
Yeah.
sit down with your neighbors and work that out.
And we are putting a petition against having a crematory in our backyard.
Yeah.
I
So,
think that's a great idea.
and I think it's important, right now, there is a condition on that property that they cannot have a crematory. So they would have to go in and get that removed. Is that correct, Curtis? And that there is a steep hill to climb on that process.
Okay.
So thank you for your comment.
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is Mr. Christopher McCullough.
My name is Dr. Chris McCullough. I'm a resident 829 Brentwood Drive in Bentonville. And I want to be sure that everyone's aware of something. Our trustees voted to increase their annual compensation for service from $2,400 to $10,000 apiece. This is an increase for each trustee of over 400% in one foul swoop. The trustees in the same resolution also voted to increase the compensation for the village president from $6,000 annually to $26,000 annually. The village president is also compensated an additional $12,000 for service as the local liquor control commissioner. All of the trustees, Mrs. Carmona, Ms. Franz, Ms. Fry, Mr. Lomax, Mr. Panicola, Mr. Perez, voted in favor of this radical pay increase via ordinance number 62-2020 on November 17th, 2020. The increases take effect after taking the respective oaths of office in the year 2021 and after. The trustees voted themselves a raise of $45,600 in one ordinance. That does not include the additional funding going to the village president. This compensation is in contrast to the $2,400 paid to each alderman in Elmhurst and the $8,400 paid to the mayor of Elmhurst annually. In Wooddale, aldermen receive more, $7,200, and the mayor receives $15,000, much less than $26,000. The trustees, all of the trustees, are further subservient to the village president as he recently donated $15,000 from the Friends of Frank D. Simone Campaign Fund to the Moving Bensonville Forward Campaign Fund for the trustees, the three trustees that are up for re-election. One of the trustees that is up for re-election shared with me that he cannot upset Frank because he's funding our campaign. This is parallel to taxation without representation. Why is it okay to accept such a radical pay increase? And looking at the timing of this was during the pandemic, during the peak of the COVID shutdown, or at least it was close to it if it wasn't during it. Spending should be focused on the needs of the community.
You have 1 minute.
It shouldn't be focused on self-serving needs and interests. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Oh, that's it.
This will conclude public comment. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the January 17, 2023 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any modifications to the minutes? Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
Motion carries, the minutes are approved. Next item of business is to approve the warrant in the amount of $2,934,752.86. Is there a motion to approve the warrant?
You have a
Is
motion.
there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the warrant? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's six.
Motion carries and the warrant is approved. There are no items on the consent agenda. Under Community and Economic Development, we have the Community and Economic Development Department, which will present its 2022 year in review. So would the director please present that at this time?
We're going to have Associate Planner Nick Arquette present.
All right. Good evening and thank you. It's an honor to speak on behalf of the Community and Economic Development Department tonight, and I appreciate the Village Board and everyone in attendance here for taking the time to be here. Many of us have already met, but for those of you who haven't, my name is Nick Arquette and I'm the Village Planner. I've been with the Village since March of 2022, and it's been an absolute dream working for the Village of Bensonville and its great residents. First, I'll start off by highlighting some of the 2022 ribbon cutting ceremonies. One Stop Furniture and More at 1059 South York Road, Osiris Construction at 560 North York Road, VNA Healthcare at 213 West Main Street, Roots and Wings at 302 West Green Street, and finally Cricket Wireless at 209 West Grand Avenue. Now that the pandemic is starting to settle down and more new businesses are opening, we expect to have a plethora of ribbon cuttings for 2023 moving forward. Think Bensonville's informational and promotional booth made appearances at all 2022 Music in the Park events, as well as the grand opening for Brighter Palm Park. The economic development team staffed the booth to encourage signups for the Smart Thermostat program, interact with residents, and answer questions about everything Bensonville. We saw many economic development achievements in 2022, but today I'll focus on highlighting just two. Sackett Systems celebrated 125 years in business in 2022. As you can see in the image there, President DeSimone and village staff attended the event to present a certificate of achievement. Also in 2022, Bensonville Development Projects won NIOP Commercial Real Estate Development Association Awards for excellence, including Industrial Build-to-Suite Development of the Year at 840 East Green Street and Industrial Redevelopment of the Year at 1301 to 1601 Devon Avenue. 2022 by the numbers, with 806 total permits issued this year, we saw a slight drop, but as you can see, that number's fairly consistent with the previous 3 years. Staff review time has stayed around the average over the past 3 years between 3 and 4 days. 2022 was an excellent year for the outside investment into the community. Although our total permits issued was on par with previous years, the permit fees, which include application fees and plan review fees, close to tripled the previous 3 years' numbers at $879,000. Construction investment almost doubled the previous highest number in the past 4 years, with over $120 million in construction costs. This was an excellent year for redevelopment and new construction within the village. The Village of Bensonville is participating in the Soul Smart program, funded by the U.S. Department of Energy, which helps local governments reduce barriers to solar energy growth and make it easier for homes and businesses to go solar. Bensonville has achieved the silver level designation in the Soul Smart program, indicating the village is open for solar business. The village streamlined its permit and plan review process and updated its solar energy code to encourage the use of solar energy as a renewable energy resource. In the fall, we launched, In the fall, we launched License Registrar, a new business license renewal program to help simplify the business license renewal process. This program allows businesses to easily renew and pay for their annual business license online, which simplifies the process for both staff and Bensonville business owners. As of January 2023, 992 of about 1,200 businesses had submitted for business licenses through the online portal. In May of this year, we launched our first ever Think Bensonville e-newsletter. These monthly mailings included important information tailored specifically for our Bensonville business community. Topics covered throughout the year included sponsorship opportunities, Chamber of Commerce resources, details on how to report a concern, bid posting notification details, how to register for Aquahawk alerting, construction updates, online business license renewal details, and fun facts about the community of Bensonville and Bensonville's storied past. Thank you for your time today. It is an honor to present and an honor to serve such a great community. The 2022 Year in Review document can be found on the village website at the link there on the screen, and the presentation is also included on the online agenda for this meeting. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, Nick. Great job, everybody out there.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much for all you guys do. Thank you for your heart and soul. It is truly appreciated by all of us here on the board and the residents as well, so keep up the great work. Let's go on to, number 2 is a consideration of a facade improvement program grant application for Suites for You at 1047 South York Road, Unit C. Would the director please explain that application?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So this is it's an informational item because of the amount being spent out of the facade grant improvement program is within Evan's authority, essentially the village manager's authority to approve. But we are taking these through the Community Development Commission to act as essentially a design review committee for the grant applications. So the idea behind the facade improvement group program is to essentially get increased, design aesthetics, help with facade, signage, maybe windows for new businesses or even existing businesses that are interested in, sprucing up their storefronts. So Suites for You was an Elmhurst business. They were downtown, they closed during the pandemic, and they found a new space. They're going in at Brentwood Commons, next to the kind of Benjamin Moore paint supply there. So they came through with a facade improvement grant request. We presented 3 designs to the Community Development Commission. We actually chose the this green suites for you. The other 2 were, if you can see in your packets, they were kind of block lettering. This was sort of an enhanced design in our mind, slightly higher in cost, but all 3 bids were within the same couple $100s. So we, the Community Development Commission recommended approval of this sign in the amount of $2,348.30. So that will be distributed out of the facade improvement program.
Again, it's just an informational item. It's within our authority. Just want to keep the board abreast of what we're working on.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, there's a resolution approving a sales agreement with Midwest Sport and Turf Systems LLC to supply and install replacement artificial turf in Redmond Park in the amount of $425,000. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have
Do
a motion?
I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Yes, thank you. So this project was part of the CIP plan last year. And coming out of the COVID pandemic, we had budgeted $575,000 for this project. And as we were talking to companies last year, the lead time was way far out, and the $575,000 was not going to be enough at the time due to supply shortages, et cetera. So we decided to bump the project for a year, went out and solicited companies through our Sourcewell agreement, which basically it allows the village to save time, money, and valuable resources in capturing competitive solicitations that meet or exceed local and national requirements for bidding. With that being said, we accepted a proposal from Midwest Sport and Turf Systems LLC in the amount of $425,000. And they are ready to break ground on March 1st this year. And we're going to save $150,000 under budget.
Great. That's great.
Great work.
Yep.
Any questions from the board? So we have a first and a second. Please call the roll.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 6.
Motion carries and resolution is approved. Under the presidential remarks, as you guys can see, the construction has begun here at Village Hall for our new senior community center, which will be located on the lower level of Village Hall. Please pardon our dust during the reconstruction and the renovations. We ask for patience during this transition and look forward to grand opening later this year. A friendly reminder that the 2023 senior luncheon, they also have begun the first Tuesdays of every month at Green Street Grill, located at 120 West Green Street. The cost is $5. Doors open at 10 a.m. Lunch is served at 11 a.m. So please call the senior hotline at 630-350-3426 for more information. The next lunch is March 7th. Save the date because the Village of Bensville will be hosting a senior bingo night on March 10th, beginning at 4 p.m. at Monty's Banquets. The cost is also $5 per person for Bensonville residents, and pre-registration is required. Registration deadline is March 1st, so please see the village website for more information. And even though we are under construction here at the Village Hall, I'd like to remind everybody out there that all of us our doors are open for any resident that needs to talk to us, needs to come in and sit down with us, so please, you need to talk to me, Alvin, anybody here, feel free, come on in and state your concerns. That concludes my presidential remarks. Do we have village manager's report?
Yeah, I've got a few things tonight, Your Honor. Thank you for the floor. I do just want to compliment the village board. If you recall, there were several items last year that you guys asked us to tap the brakes on because costs were just out of control. Senior Center was one of them. The turf enhancement was another one of them. I think we made the right call, saving $150,000 there and several $100,000 in the Senior Center just by pausing, letting the world kind of stabilize a little bit. So thank you for your guidance on that, and we do appreciate that. I think Julie definitely appreciates it on the budget, gives us a little bit of breathing room on some of these bigger cost items. The village is currently conducting a water service line survey as a result of the recently passed Illinois Lead Service Line Replacement Act. As part of this law, Illinois communities must conduct a water service material inventory and submit to the state. We're asking all village residents to help us gather information on their water service lines. Please visit the village website for instructions on reporting the information or to schedule an appointment. I did it for my house, pretty painless. If you need a hand, I know Joe's got several members of his staff working around the clock to get those service lines done. An update on 5 North 047 Route 83, that's the unincorporated church project that we've been telling you about that They were trying to rezone to commercial. We didn't think it was an appropriate rezoning because it was surrounded by 2 schools and a park. To put a commercial storage facility there didn't make a lot of sense. Curtis and I spent our morning down in Wheaton at the county board. It was a lively discussion, but we're happy to report that the property is not going to be rezoned. It will be retained residential for future residential use. I think it's a win for the board that we can all pat ourselves on the back. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Is there a village attorney's report?
I have no report.
Is there any unfinished business to come before the board tonight? Is there any new business to come before the board tonight? Need for executive session? Is there a motion to adjourn?
You have a motion.
Do I have a
You have a
second?
second.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Carmona?
Yes.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
Trustee Perez?
Yes.
That's 6.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.